Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 7th Region Coalition Saving Lives. Our Thursday night talks. We help save lives. And we have a phenomenal broadcast for you tonight. All right. And so come on in the room. And as you are coming in the room, please put it up.
Bring it up.
There, put it up.
Put it up.
All day long.
Tell them what to do.
Nation. Like, share, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook. We're on Twitch. So share.
Sister Felicia, look, it doesn't cost anything just to share. And this is a invaluable program meant to save lives. Why would you not want to share this?
Why would you not want to share? That's called that's called being selfish.
When you don't
keep it all to yourself, when you keep it all this knowledge to yourself,
or you're just scrolling and you're trying to bypass us. Why are you trying to bypass us? Don't want to do that tonight.
No, you
not about this topic right here. This topic is
all of us must engage in this topic today if we plan to survive, Sister Kalila.
Yes, and that topic is why we must do for self.
What you talking about?
Why we must do for self. So let me take the time to introduce the phenomenal host and co-host that we have tonight. And let's see. So she's over here. Or is she up there? So
you're pointing to her.
My system
there you go.
My system is doing a little something different. So we're gonna go over here first. Yeah.
You're gonna come over here first.
We're gonna come over here first.
Who's this?
This is our illustrious brother.
I'm just trying to reflect
Minister Tony Muhammad. That's right. That's why I'm saying it. Yes, we are reflections of each other, and that is how we are choosing to vibrate and magnetize to us and be in that frequency 24/7.
That's right. That's right.
In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. Yes, we bear witness that there is no God but Allah. And we bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. And so we greet everyone again with the greeting words of peace in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. So again, welcome our phenomenal brother Tony, student minister. Tony Muhammad of the 7th region. Thank you for all your service and
reflecting
all
your
that you do.
phenomenalism, Sister Felicia. Praise be to Allah.
That's right. Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah. Yes.
Is that a word, phenomenalism?
It is now. And we spell it. I spell it with the F-E, the first letters of my name. So I know it's spelled with P-H, but I spell it with F-E. So when you see it like that, phenomenal. Yes. And then, of course, we have right here. There she is.
There you go.
There she is. We have our dynamic, our phenomenal,
vibrant,
phenomenal, yes, radiant, powerhouse sister, power creator. You talking about a master creator?
Oh, man.
So creative, Sister Khalila Muhammad.
Oh man,
welcome, sister.
Listen, I felt all of that for real. Yeah, I got a little chills actually. You know, it's like that when Patti LaBelle singers always get chills. I felt that. And you know, and I'm only a reflection of you, Sister Felicia, because you told me once, accept the compliment. Yes, I was so afraid to accept compliments, but you taught me how to accept the compliment, and I said, "Oh no, it's not me."
Right.
Because it's God.
Exactly.
We're only showing you the God in you, so I receive it only in the name
of Allah. That's right. Praise be to Allah. All right. So our topic tonight is why we must do for self. And brother student minister Tony, would you please tell us what ministry of the 9 ministries is this the focus of tonight?
If I may begin properly, Sister Felicia, in the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, the one God whom holy praises are forever due, the Lord of the worlds, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, the supreme being, to whom holy praises are forever due. I am forever thankful to Almighty God Allah for his merciful and prophetic intervention in our affairs in raising from among us the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the exalted Christ, and now Mahdi, the eternal leader of the nation of Islam. I thank Allah for showing his divine favor among Black people here in North America and the Aboriginal peoples of the earth by the raising of that mighty one. And I thank Allah also for not leaving us alone in preparing one for the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that would continue to guide the multitudes of our people. And that one that is guiding the multitudes of our people today is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Messiah of Allah's Christ, in our midst. In their divine names, I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum. Wow. Welcome to Thursday Night Talks, which is headed up by the 7th Region Coalition to Help Save Lives. The 7th Region Coalition to Help Save Lives was assembled by our Student Regional Minister, Student Minister Patrick Muhammad, our beloved Student Regional Minister, who saw fit to organize us soon after the pandemic lecture. And the lecture that took place soon after, well, not soon after, but it took place on July 4th, 2020. We were in the midst of a pandemic during that time. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan was trying to guide our people to safety. And we continued with that message, warning of an experimental inoculation that was produced. We were warning our people in the midst of all that. And today, with the guidance of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we're guiding our people through the 9 ministries. And the 9 ministries were set up by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in 2005 in the Millions More movement. And these 9 ministries are geared towards saving lives and empowering our people on multiple levels. Tonight, we're focusing on the Ministry of Trade and Commerce, which is responsible for the growth and development of the business and economic interests of the society. This ministry is dynamic in nature, relying on the input of consultants with experience and success in business and economics. It analyzes the economic state of the community and develops programs and policies for growth and stability on the basis of the needs of the community. It translates skills, talents, and interests of the community into viable venue streams and works with the Ministry of Education to encourage entrepreneurship. And our beloved guests here tonight are all about this, as you're going to be experiencing.
The epitome of this.
Oh, the epitome of this. They have been working exclusively doing for self and taking care of themselves and their families by doing for self. And tonight we're going to be discussing what exactly doing for self really is. It's not just saying, oh yeah, I'm selling a little trinket and I'm doing for self.
Right.
More than that, family. It's a lot more than that. So we look forward.
Doing for self versus a hobby.
Exactly. Or this one, Sister Kalila. I got a business on the side. when do you ever work it? It's on the side.
It's on the side. That's why it's on the side.
We don't ever get to it, so it's not really a business. So we're, inshallah, God willing, we're going to go into these particular topics tonight. Let's go ahead and move into introducing our beloved guests here, who are from the 7th region, as we are the 7th Region Coalition to Help Save Lives. So, in fact, by default, they are part of. Bring on.
They're part of you. You broke up. You went out.
I broke up. I said they're part of the 7th Region Coalition to Help Save Lives.
Yes.
And so I'd like to introduce the first guest that we have. He is out of y'all hood over here, Sister Kalila and Sister Felicia, in Jacksonville, Florida. He is Brother Michael Forex. He is a native of Brooklyn, New York. Hey, that's close to my hood. I'm from Queens. And now 17-year resident of Jacksonville, Florida. Well, that, with our brother moving down to Florida for that many years, he's no longer, you can't get the New York out of us, really.
No, not out of him.
No. I bear witness about that about myself, too. But our beloved brother has transitioned from being formerly incarcerated to a growing entrepreneur and businessman as a student of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. This brother has not just has an amazing testimony, but an awe-inspiring message of overcoming all obstacles in his path as a servant, as a soldier, and as a beacon of light in his community. Please welcome to this program, Brother Michael 4X. There is our brother.
Round of applause.
Walaikum
salam.
How are you all doing?
Fine. Praise well.
Praise to Allah, dear brother.
Yes,
it's an honor and pleasure having you on.
Brother Michael, every time I think of you, brother, all I hear, that song, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. This brother here works tirelessly for our nation, and we're gonna get right into it. I'm so excited about this show. I'm so excited for our brother because he got to. And he's going to explain why. Praise be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah. Well, our next esteemed guest, is Brother Eugene X. Larry, resident of Tallahassee, Florida, and serves as FOI coordinator. So his accomplishments are master barber and owner of Intrigue Barbershop. What? My homie, I'm a barber too, master barber. Owner of Chuby's Restaurant and Mobile Food Trailer, publisher of 3 books. Books can be purchased on Amazon.com. One is The American Anger. Second book is Inside Talks with King T.I. Third book is A Nation Within a Nation. He's also a co-author of 2 other titles, which can also be found on Amazon. One is Made in America, and 2, Whispers of Wisdom. He is the owner of 3 BM Clothing and Apparel, owner of Bright Lights Headlights Restoration, and founder of Creative Affairs Youth Mentorship and Strengthen Program, a 501c3 corporation. Let's bring up Brother Eugene X. Larry.
Woo! Brother, you remind me of that Living Colors.
10 job month.
I got 10 jobs. I work at the barber shop. I work at the deli.
I've been there myself, Sister Kalila. And then, like, if someone says he has 3 jobs, they're lazy.
Right.
Man, you lazy.
You lazy bum.
Praises be to Allah.
Praise be to Allah.
Soldiers for Muhammad. Let's get right into it.
Let's do, Sister Kalila, to both of my brothers here on this platform. I have this question. Entrepreneurship, it's a lot of us really do not know what it entails. What motivated both of you to pursue and produce on an entrepreneurial level? What got you into entrepreneurial business, and how would you advise others to do the same?
We'll start with Brother Michael.
Yes, in the name of Allah of Beneficent Mercy. Basically, my background, me being in the streets hustling. A lot of people may not look at it the way I'm about to explain it, but in all honesty, pretty much this is the way it is. If you are a drug dealer, one, you are a CEO of a company or corporation.
A bad corporation.
Because you have quite a few people that you're over. You have meetings, you have discussions about what you're going to do. You have a product, you have a market. You also have franchisees when you're dealing with other people outside of your immediate circle that's working with you. And then you have your supervisors, etc., in place, doing what's needed, what's necessary to achieve and accomplish the goal. That is a corporation, but it's not legal. It's illegal. So if you take the energy and transfer it, which is transferable, pretty much you are a business owner. You're responsible for opening and operating a business. You were responsible for making sure people's families eat. You were responsible for making sure people was employed. Simple. So when I came into the Nation of Islam, after hearing the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in my transition while I was incarcerated, it was I forgot what lecture he was speaking, and he was talking about, the government conspiracy, and he was like, you've been framed and you took the blame for somebody else. It was at that moment when I heard that from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I started paying more attention to what he was saying. So when I came into the Nation of Islam, under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and I began studying, I just pretty much immediately began seeing things differently. So the same energy that I had as a hustler in the streets, the same organization skills I had, the same people skills I had. The minister said, don't lose the spirit. Just change your product.
Right.
So, and him saying that, you don't lose your spirit that you have. the spirit to get money. You should. You gotta maintain. You gotta provide. You're a provider. Don't lose your spirit. Just change the product. So with that in mind and keeping that in mind, and you know, some of the lectures that I've heard in prison in mind, that kind of basically solidified me wanting to do for myself. So coming out of prison, I know I couldn't do that because I was under someone else's authority. So I pretty much had to comply with what they say. I had to get a job because they wanted to make sure I was in place, to check on me, to know my whereabouts, etc. I did all of that. But in the process of me doing that, I had started a cleaning service. When I first came home. I started a cleaning service. I did pretty good with the cleaning service. The real estate market went in shambles, so I lost some contracts. So I had to get a job. All right, so I came home in 2003. The real estate market went under in 2008, so I'm home 5 years. So what I did was I went and got my CDL. When I went and got my CDL, and then I got a job at Pepsi, you know, driving trucks and stuff like that. So at the same time with me working Pepsi, now, you know, I'm in the nation. I'm moving the final calls. I work at night. I take my suit with me. I get up. When I get off, come home, sleep for 2 hours, sleep to 8 o'clock, 8:30, get out with the final call. I'm out with the final call for 4 hours, 5 hours, back in, get some rest, back to work, same routine. So it's always been my desire to be my own boss, to be an entrepreneur. It's not easy because it's ups and downs. Being an entrepreneur. So when I had a little situation at my job with a supervisor, a young Caucasian supervisor who thought he was Superman. I guess he came to me at the wrong time talking crazy. So I just kind of like put him in check. And I don't know what he thought about me, but he understood when he went, you know, when he went to the plant manager and they called me in there. And the first thing the plant manager said to me is, "Please tell me you didn't say it." I said, "Yeah, I said it. I said exactly what he told you I said." And I'll say it again. Do I need to say it again? He said, "No, you don't need to do that." So he said, "I gotta suspend you for further notice." I said, "Nah, you don't gotta suspend me. I appreciate the opportunity you gave me, Marcus, from the beginning, but I'm out of here." And I left. And that started the process of me doing for myself full time. So I'm a full-time nation man as a result of that. I don't do nothing for nobody else but myself and my nation. That's it.
My God. My God.
Brother Michael, if I could, before Brother Eugene answers the same question, if I may, because a lot of our brothers that come out of prison and they're trying to reform their lives, it becomes difficult when they're being mandated to go get a job, and oftentimes all they could get is like a minimum wage job. But oftentimes you have like a brother that is used to doing for self and has their own business. And like, look, I got my own business, but that's not good enough to a parole officer. But as you are outlining right now, it's like you organize your schedule in such a way where you're not only working a full-time job, you make the time, you put it in your schedule to also do for self by going out and selling the Final Call newspaper.
Right.
What was this a challenge for you, at least in the beginning when you came out of prison?
Well, it was not. I mean, no, it wasn't a challenge for me, and I'm not boasting myself or nothing like that. It's just my mindset. It's just my energy. When I joined the Nation of Islam, it was my desire to help the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and here's my reason why. Contrary to what many may know about us being in prison, brother, as student followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in prison, brother, we catch hell.
Yes,
and I'm
sir.
talking about psychologically. It's a lot of psychological games that's being played.
Yes, sir.
for example, it can be a riot or something in the prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
As members of the Nation of Islam, we don't have to have nothing to do with that, right? When they lock the jail down and they start shipping inmates, guess who be the first inmates to get shipped?
Come on.
Members of the Nation of Islam.
Mm.
We don't have absolutely nothing to do with it. We don't know what happened. We don't know what went down. We don't know nothing. The only thing we know is they coming in a unit, 4, 5, 6 officers coming to your door, banging on your door. Step to the door, turn around. They ain't telling you pack up. They ain't telling you do none of that. Put the handcuffs on. They taking you to special housing unit. Your property come to you, look over your property, make sure you got all you got, and then they telling you being transferred to another institution. On top of being transferred, they have hub stations where they hold inmates who are in transit. You might go to 3 or 2 holding facilities before you get to the facility you actually going to.
My God.
Where you was once maybe 50 or 60 miles from your family, you now way over on the other side of the country. Your family can't get to you. It's so that being in that environment and experiencing those things, I just said, man, I hate this system. When I get out, man, when I get out, one, I ain't coming back. That's one. 2, but I'm gonna raise some hell in the community with the teachers of Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I don't give a damn. I'm helping Farrakhan. I don't care what goes on. And so I'm just walking in what I said that I would do.
Praise be to Allah.
Praise
Praise
to
be to
Allah.
Allah.
Making my word, striving to make my word my bond.
Yes, sir, beloved.
So it's that has kind of like, that's the gears that drive me.
That's the catalyst.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Brother Eugene, same question. What inspired you to undertake entrepreneurship, dear brother?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent and Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God besides Allah, who appeared to us in the divine personage of Master Farad Muhammad. I further bear witness that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the risen Christ, his love thought, his messenger. I further and continue to bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a divine reminder and the Messiah in our midst today. I would like to greet you all on the behalf of the believing community here in Tallahassee in the greeting words of peace and paradise. And as you know, we say it in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
First and foremost, I think it's imperative that I thank all of you for allowing me and granting me this opportunity to come and share with you my portion of understanding what we must do for self means. This is an opportunity for a lot of brothers and sisters here in the 7th region who may not have known me or said something, but see my face all the time.
Yes, sir.
To get more acquainted with your brother. So that's an opportunity, twofold. To answer your question, and I was contemplating on that while Brother Michael was talking, and it's hard to really say like maybe where this entrepreneur spirit comes from. As of now, I would like to say, I guess it's just something that's innate in me. And here's the reason why I say that. I have brothers and sisters biologically. I have cousins, I have friends. And they don't have that go get them. They don't have that
drive.
What we call that drive.
Right.
And when I look at them and I look at myself and I'm like, why am I like this? And I can just say it's something innate, plain and simple. With regards and respect to your second question, I think it was more along the lines of what fueled me And brother, I'm gonna be just totally honest with you. This is a very simple answer for each and every one of us. And I think that fear or that go get them attitude comes from the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. I mean, I can't sit here and tell you it came from something else, because that won't be true, brother. It comes from the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, let me mention this. I've always been a hustler. That's what landed me in federal prison. I was pretty good at it too, to be honest. Good at it. They got the right man. I'm gonna be the one to say I was out there, you know, and I guess looking at my mindset now versus yesterday, the teachings have been that rocket fuel. Coming into the knowledge and understanding, the little bit of understanding that I have as of now, coming into that, the teachings in and of itself had given me that extra insight, oversight, and understanding, as well as understanding, with regards to doing for self. And I'm going to say this, and I don't want to take too long on the question, but I'm a little excited. I got to admit that.
Praises be to Allah.
You know, there's a scripture that says that God is talking to Abraham. And he tells Abraham, he says, your seed will be carried into a strange land, among the strange people whose tongues and language you may not or did not understand.
Come on.
He said that you will be, he's talking to Abraham about these people. They will be subjugated to all kind of mistreatments and ills for 400 years.
Come on.
But then the God says this. He says, after that, he says, I will come. He ain't gonna send nobody. He said, I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna
Come himself.
Right. And he said, and I'm gonna judge that nation.
Right.
Afterwards, these people, Abraham's people, will come out with a great substance, will come out with everything they need, if I can use that terminology. Believing that Master Farad Muhammad is the fulfillment of that. Just the mere belief alone, for me, I can't speak for anyone else, that particular scripture is what makes me want to go and take over. If I can use that terminology. It makes me smile to realize and to have the blessings to see the fulfillment of that in this day and time. There's a lot of people, you and I both know, are not here, have never come to that realization or to experience God's fulfillment. I consider myself to be blessed. And along that line is what makes me, or what has fueled, what has, I would like to say again, is innate in me. It was a booster. The teaching put steroids on it, dear brother, dear sister. And so with that, that's what I would like to say with regards to answering your question.
Praises be to Allah. All right. So it seems like we kind of got a description, but I want to get deep off in the root in regards to doing for self. Brother Michael, can you please describe the greatest challenge in regards to doing for self? Because a lot of times, people say, oh, he got his own business, you know what I'm saying? He can do it, he got it, he good for it, as they said in the streets. But what are the biggest and greatest challenges when it comes down to doing for self?
Consistency, 1.
Come on, beloved.
Knowing where you want to go and where you want to be. 2. And overall, vision. You can have all the money in the world. You can have all the friends in the world. You can have all the luxuries in the world. You don't have no vision. You're subject to losing that in stages in the vision. If you don't have no vision, every effort or every effort you make to put into something, it's really you're really not gonna experience the fullness of freedom. In the nation of Islam, our goal is a full and complete freedom. They ask us, what do the Muslims want? The first thing is we want a full and complete freedom.
That's
So
right.
in everything that we go into, that must be our number one objective, full and complete freedom. The number one objective shouldn't be money. That's going to come because of the effort that you put in. That's just automatic. But the objective is a full and complete freedom, because you have a lot of people who are wealthy, but they don't have a full and complete freedom.
My God.
They don't. To be truthful, I'm not as wealthy as I would like to be. I'm okay. I can take care of my responsibility as a maintainer, provider, protector, etc. of myself and my family. But my overall objective is this, because I experience it and people ask me a lot, man, you like what you do? Yeah, I like being free. No, I ain't talking about that. No, I know you with Farrakhan, and I know y'all want freedom. I said, no, I like being free. And I said, let me explain this to you. Can you imagine? I asked them, can you imagine how it feels to not want to go to work, but then you got to call your supervisor and make up a lie as to why you didn't come to work? But you can't go out the house. You can't go on this side of town. You can't do nothing. You can't do this. You can't do that, because your supervisor might see you. Somebody on your job might see you.
Right.
When your co-workers on your job that be snitching might see you. That's stress. That's not freedom. That's stress.
There. Right.
I gotta call you, and in all my righteousness or my striving to be righteousness, I gotta make up a lie as to why I ain't coming into work today. That's stress. I don't have to do that. If I don't want to do nothing that day, I just relax and chill around the house, and it won't hurt me. So that's kind of like what we're doing, full and complete freedom. You don't just imagine, okay? You want to take your wife to lunch or whatever, you want to go to the beach, just imagine you could tell your wife, listen, don't go to work today. Or I want to take you out to lunch. Can you get a half a day off of work if she works? Can you imagine just taking your family on a one-day vacation and you can do it and it don't hurt you financially? You come back, your life is normal. You ain't got to work extra hard. You ain't got to work overtime. You ain't got to put in 60, 80 hours a week just to make up for that time that you took off. That's the full and complete freedom. When you can do that, that's the full and complete freedom. You see what I'm saying? So that's the goal of full and complete freedom. Or that should be the goal for everybody who's pursuing entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is not easy. It sounds easy. Oh, I got my own business. But how is your business operating? You see what I'm saying? Beautiful. So it's not an easy thing, but the goal should be a full and complete freedom. So since my goal was a full and complete freedom, pretty much I experienced it. I experience this every day. And I've been experiencing this every day for the last 6 years, because that's when I left my job. That's when I left Pepsi. And when I left Pepsi, I didn't say nothing to nobody. I didn't say nothing to nobody at all. I didn't say nothing. I just came home, took a shower, prayed, and picked up a bundle of final calls and got on the block. And in my prayer, I said to Master Farad Muhammad, I called his name. Master Farad Muhammad, look, The straight up conversation. I'm tired of these crackers, man. I'm tired of these damn devils. I tell you what, look, if you bless me to make this amount of money each day that I'm out on the block, I ain't going to work for nobody. And guess what? I ain't been on nobody's job in the last 6 years.
Praise be to Allah.
Listen, look, I'm gonna start calling Brother Michael, Brother Michael Babyface X.
So with that, you know, I haven't been on nobody's job in the last 6 years.
Praise
3 of those years, no, 3, 4 of those years was just Final Call. Newspapers I'm doing every day. And I want to say this. When we was in prison, you know, we used to be on the yard talking about what we're going to do. So we used to see the videos of the minister with the FOI, brothers on security, and, you know, brothers doing things and stuff like that. So we used to be on the yard. We used to be capping with one another, talking about what we're going to do, what we're going to do. And I always said, when I get out, man, I'm pushing the Final Call. Man, you can't make a living off the Final Call. And I used to be like, I'll be damned if I can't. You can't make a living off the Final Call. I don't know what's wrong with you. That's how I used to be. So it's like I'm walking into those things that I said passionately, I'm walking into it.
that manifestation.
Yeah.
So I've been doing the Final Call full time for 4 years. And I'm gonna say this. I mean, I don't care what your captain, I'm just gonna say this. With all due respect to everybody who's tuning in, wherever you are across the country. Listen, man, I don't care what your captain say. I don't care what nobody say to you about that Final Call. I'm just gonna put it like this. And I got witness bearers and I got receipts. Nobody's complaining about me not being a provider. Nobody's complaining about, oh, my husband's supposed to be an FOI, he can't pay the bills. Nobody's complaining and doing that. My family is good, my mom is good, and when my friends need me, my friends are good.
Praise
Praise
God.
be to Allah.
That's what I call a newspaper. So I put myself in the mindset. Now, after I said that prayer, I put myself in the mindset that if the God came for us and this world is falling, and we know this world is falling,
Right.
Yes, sir.
why would he come and give us something that we can't make use of to sustain ourselves in the process of this world falling?
Mm.
When we think or say otherwise, what we're saying is that the God that we believe in, we're saying that he's insufficient.
Mm.
What we may not boldly say it, openly say it, but we say it with our actions. We say it with our attitude. We say it with our conduct. We say it with our behavior. That the God, listen, man, we got a true living God, for real. We got a real live God.
I bear witness.
Oh,
Brother Eugene. Oh,
go ahead.
Brother Eugene, because look, Brother Michael, he'll give you a whole lecture. You know, he's a real minister for real. So he'll take over your show and you don't even know that he'll be trying to take your job. Brother Eugene, same question.
Okay. I was so focused on Brothers Michael's.
Yeah, I know. He was trying to take over our job and stuff.
I would like to,
for the record, I'm in my lane and ain't no traffic over here.
Yes, sir. I would like to, if I'm understanding the question correct, I was more focused on Brother Michael's answers. So I think the question was centered around how hard is it being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, your greatest challenge
Okay.
in regards to doing for self. Yes, sir.
Right. I would like to give a twofold answer.
Yes, sir.
I would like to add what's my greatest frustration.
I like that.
the hardest part of being an entrepreneur is the work.
That's right.
For me, and what I'm into, the work. Sometimes family being self-sustainable requires a lot of your being, your body.
That's right.
Sometimes I get 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep. That's
Come
hard.
on.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you have to go without eating, which we eat 1 meal a day anyway. But sometimes you go, and
It's overextended.
right. Thank you, beloved. Thank you
Right.
so much. So that to me is one aspect. I think it's the one of the greatest challenges. However, now I would like to answer that, dealing with the frustration. And when I say this, I want it to not be misconstrued. I'm not saying it in a negative way. It's just my reality, family. The greatest challenge and frustration for me is the lack of vision. The people around me, I have a problem with them understanding what I'm seeing, and it frustrates me. And there's a story once, an analogy that someone shared with me, because this question that you pose is kind of along that line.
Yes,
And when
sir.
I shared my frustration with the people around me not being able to see the vision, I can walk into some place and I can see some things, and I share that, and everybody be like, I'd be like, man, y'all been seeing this? Let's move out. You know what I mean? And it frustrates me because I have this attitude to just take off, man. Anything in my way, we're gonna move it.
Come on, let's go. Let's do it. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And along the line of the brother Michael said, if the God has come, man, there's nothing gonna stop me.
Right. Failure is not an option.
I may have to work at it constantly, like Brother Michael said. I may have to keep going. It may not materialize on my first try, but I'm gonna learn something from that, and I'm gonna go back at it, and I'm gonna keep going at it. If my mind is, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, the greatest force in the universe is a well-made up mind. So if my mind is fixated on it, I go get it. And I sometimes expect the people around me who I'm expecting to help me get there, I have a frustration because they may not see it. But here's the adage, and I'm going to yield the mic. Like I was saying, one day I was having a conversation with some other brothers, or a particular brother in general, about my frustration. And he said this to me. I want to share it with you, brothers and sisters, the listening audience as well. He said that, brother, he says, sometimes God may have an idea, and he wants to bring that idea to fruition, and he chooses one to impregnate or give them that idea. That one that he shares this idea of this campaign, if I may will, with, you can be taken and set down among 100 people, and you can share that idea with those 100 people.
That's right.
Everybody will look at you and be like, man, I can't see it, or brother, that's crazy. And he said this. He said that never expect someone to understand your hustle, because God didn't give them your vision.
Come on, beloved.
That's right.
So for me, again, I would like to add the frustration in there, but at the same time, to be direct with your question, I think that one of the hardest challenges in being an entrepreneur is putting in that muscle, brother. It just ain't gonna come overnight. You're gonna cry. You're gonna take some losses. And being able to withstand all of that is what's gonna make you a successful entrepreneur. And that's my answer to that question. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for answering that. Yeah. So and this question is for both of you all. The Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan teaches us that everything of great value has a difficulty factor attached to it. So, what are some of the great rewards that you have personally experienced in pursuing your own business ventures, and how does it outweigh the difficulty attached? We'll start with you, Brother Eugene. Yes, sir.
Hey, I had to jump at that one.
Look, we got a buzzer. We got a buzzer.
You know, and this is going to be short and sweet because I know my brother Michael is going to come behind and I'm going to hear what he got to say. A short and sweet answer for me, some of the satisfaction or rewards is seeing it here first and then seeing it materialize.
Yeah.
That manifestation is real.
Boy, let me listen, dear brother, dear sisters, that to me is the greatest reward of being able to see that here and nobody else to see it and then it materialize. Oh my God, man, that to me is the greatest reward. And that's why I jumped at that question.
Yes, praise be to Allah. Assalamu alaikum, Michael's brother, Michael's mom. We see you. We see you.
One of Brother Michael's greatest supporters.
Yes. Sister Barbara Scott. Yes.
I'm just gonna keep it 100, and I've said this to brothers. We can do whatever we want to do, as long as we do it within the framework and the moral ethic of our teaching, what we're taught by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We can do what we want to do.
Right.
So the freedom of being able to travel and move around the way I do, and then meeting brothers and interacting with brothers and developing working relationships with brothers, developing business relationships with each other, which I must say, me and Brother Eugene, pretty much, I do have my own security business, CPSC, guard, community protective services and transport.
Brother Michael, before you get started, we want to see you because right now you look
All
like
I see is that nose and them lips.
Yeah, they get a little excited.
Setting business relations with your brother, around the country. I work with several brothers from around the country. I work with brothers from out of California. I work with brothers out of Atlanta. I work with brothers from out of New York City. So just building these relationships by meeting brothers with that final call newspaper. Assalamu alaikum, brother. I'll be in your city in about 2 hours with the papers. Well, I can't meet you. I'll have brother so-and-so meet you. So I meet the brother. Brother got something going on. Hey, brother, so why don't we hook up and we can do this? Man, I'm looking for, man, I'm free to do whatever. And I got a little crew that I can bring with me. So just that freedom alone, man, that's, the difficulty, but you be like, man, I'm about to be in, I'm gonna be in Chicago tomorrow. So that little difficulty you dealing with, man, it goes away. You don't see it no more. You might get back, and when you see it, I could deal with that. Let me handle that. So it's just the freedom of being able to meet your family, interact and intermingle with brothers, and man, hey man, the FOI should be doing 3 things: self-improvement, saving souls, and getting money. Period. So when I meet you, when I come to your city, whatever you're doing, if we can fit in, we can do business. Just the freedom of having the freedom to do what you want to do. No difficulty factor, even though it's there. No, just like that devil wrapped around your finger, you don't know he's there unless you look at it. That kind of.
You know, and it's so funny because we're in the same frequency, Brother Michael. And that leads to my next question. How important is networking with other Black business owners, right? And businesses in our community? How important is that?
It's extremely important. One, because what I've been experiencing is so many people are actually following our economic blueprint.
Mm, mm,
I
mm,
promise you.
mm,
I've been meeting
mm,
some people, and they are actually following our economic blueprint.
mm,
And they are
mm,
quick to say to you, man, I listened to Minister Farrakhan, and he was saying on YouTube, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, man, and I tried it, and it worked.
mm, mm.
So that's the important stuff, because they become some of your biggest supporters when they see that you really trying to help the minister. They become some of your biggest supporters.
Come on, beloved.
So
Wow.
that's the importance of building those relationships and developing those relationships with the people within your community. You know, so when we out with the Farrakhan newspaper, man, when I say love, that's exactly what it is.
Praise be to God.
Praise
Brother
be to
Eugene.
Allah.
Yes. How important is it to network with other Black businesses or your fellow brother or sister in that regard? You know, the first thing came to my mind, dear sister, when you asked that question was this Bible scripture. It's out of Proverbs chapter 6. I think it's verse 6 or something along that line. If I quote it, you probably have read it or came across it. But when you asked that question, the first thing popped in my head was that chapter and that verse. And it says, "O thou sluggard, go unto the ant and study her ways and become wise."
Yes, sir.
And if we look at a colony of ants, they're all in unison and they're all in unity and they're very successful. They're the smallest creature on this planet, but they're powerful. They can lift 2-3 times their weight. And so many other marvelous things. I don't want to get off into that.
Right.
But unity, working together with fellow believers or your own kind, is of paramount in this day and time.
Right.
You know, I know, we see the conditions falling. America's falling. Economics, prices going up. People are going for any and everything. When it comes to business,
Right.
it's going to be paramount that we forge an alliance with each other because of what is happening around us. We're going to need that unity.
Right.
Yes, sir.
We're going to need someone that not only shares a entrepreneur mindset, but we're going to need the unity of our people. And this is a blessing when you do that. Because if two of us get together and we have businesses and we're offering two different services, that's more people that we can reach. If that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
I may meet somebody through you that I've never had an opportunity to meet. And by me meeting that person, now that gives me an opportunity to share that message. So just again, on the preliminaries, I think it's paramount and extremely, like Brother Michael said, important in this day and time as we watch the decline of America's infrastructure, her economy, just watching the whole fall take place. morally, spiritually. So I think all of that is going to play a part into the forging alliance with business, because business is going to give us an opportunity to cover all that other stuff. And again, it's paramount.
Brother
Let me,
Eugene,
Brother Tony, before you go to your question, let me say something about just a little snippet, clarifying point or expansive point to what Brother Eugene was saying. He was saying that, you know, for those of us that work together, do the same thing or do something different. I want to add too, for those of us who do the same thing as well, that collaboration is important, because
Mm.
what I know to be the truth is that what's for you, and the scripture says, what's for you is for you. You have
Right.
specific people waiting just for you. So I'm a barber, you're a barber, Brother Gene, right? And so we can be working in the same barbershop, right? And you have people that gravitate to you. I have people that gravitate to me. So, you know, just breaking up this whole competition piece when we're in the same field and we have access to the same community. No
Right.
need for competition, because Allah has made people, again, specifically that are waiting for you.
That's right.
So we no longer have to be competing amongst each other silently or on the DL. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So I wanted to just provide some expansion on that. Yeah, because that's been my experience for sure. Yeah.
Praise
well,
be to Allah.
Sister Felicia, what I was going to say was, when business is done right and you network, we always have to, we're in the people business in the Nation of Islam. We're always networking.
Right.
When we're doing it right, when we're doing business right, when we're following the business ethics of the Messiah, of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, doors open for us.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my next question is really oriented towards, after the doors open for us and we're experiencing a certain level of success,
Right.
it's imperative that we train others, bring others under our wing.
Mm-hmm.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan states in A Torchlight for America that making Black people and urban Americans partners in society will make us more interested in the upkeep and protection of our communities. Brother Eugene and Brother Michael, I'm going to begin with Brother Eugene this time. Have you brothers mentored anyone who was seeking to become independent business owners themselves? What are some of your success stories, if you could share them?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I think, Brother Tony, that's one of the many reasons why I can share a success story, is because of the Nation of Islam, following that standard, following that teachings that gives us the standard for how to operate business. People see that. And when people see that and they know where you at, they come to you. So as of now, I've been out of incarceration almost 5 years. I'm getting close to it.
Brother, you are a trillionaire and you've been out for 5 years, brother.
Yeah, money like speed. It don't take long.
It don't
Money
take
like
long. My God.
Money like to stay in motion. It don't take long.
Right. Well, if I'm gonna say anything with regards to your statement, name Dr. Farah Muhammad.
Come on. Come on.
Yep.
He's the cause behind this.
Yep.
If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you. If it wasn't for his coming, if it wasn't for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his love for his teacher, the messenger, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I don't think I would be in this business. So if you're going to blame anybody, blame God.
My God.
Come on.
Praise be to Allah.
Just two right quick, and I'm going to move the question to Brother Michael. I had a brother who came to me last year. Matter of fact, he's out of Pensacola. We did time together. He knew me in the nation during time, and when I got out, he saw me continuing along that path. And he said, brother, man, you know what? You kept your word. Man, the majority of the people fell off when they get out. But I see you. That's what propelled him, because I was following that subscription. So he comes to me and he wanted to do jet ski rentals. So he didn't know how to formulate his LLC. He didn't know how to open, well, he didn't know how to open a bank account, but the intricate details behind using what we all know, entrepreneurs, a paydex score under business. And a paydex score is nothing but a Dun and Bradstreet number, but that's sort of the comparison to what we on a personal level call a FICO score, or what we call Experian, or Equifax or TransUnion. Well, a business has that side. He didn't know that. So by him coming to me and I'm explaining all of this stuff today, he has bought, I want to say 2 more jet skis, and he's doing well. That's one story. Another story that I helped someone open up their lawn service and pressure washing service. As a matter of fact, I helped them get their first truck doing that. Through the context that I knew. And so that's just 2 examples, beloved, with regards to your question that and I hope I answered that along that line.
Yes.
That I come from.
Brother Michael, same question.
Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum. I have that I'm working on right now. Pretty much. Just duplication myself in spirit. I can't duplicate myself physically. It's just one of a kind thing.
That's right. Praise be to Allah.
I got a brother that I'm working with, young brother, Brother Roosevelt.
Praise be to Allah. Another upcoming soldier. Absolutely.
One of our youngest FOI.
Yes, sir.
Who just recently got married.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I met him when he came down to Miami.
Yeah, he has a nice sized family and big responsibility.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He was expressing himself to me one day while we were talking, and he said to me, "Thank you for being my mentor." And my response to him was, "You're more than welcome, brother. I've been working on you for a long time. We need some witness there." And then I shared with him that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that when Brother Qiyam came to him with the book idea, this is Brother Qiyam's story. He went to the minister with an idea about the book, and the minister said to him, "Brother, what are you coming to me for? You don't need my permission to do what's right. You don't need my permission to bear witness to who I am to you. Just bear witness, brother. The problem is I have too many weak witnesses there."
Wow.
He said that to Brother Qiyam, Brother Qiyam's story.
I wish I had a mic so I can drop it.
What does the minister mean? What is he talking about? He got too many weak witnesses there. We got a lot of good ministers in our nation that can really teach. We got a lot of good people in our nation that can really teach. So I looked at that. My personal view of that when he said that was, what are my actions saying?
Come on, beloved.
This is why I push the number one program.
Right.
The
The
way
number
I
one
put it,
minister.
because I don't have to say nothing. What my actions say.
Right.
Being a good example.
What does my action say? Why? Because what we do, it's not easy.
Right.
We take a lot of rejection. Not
Mm.
easy. So, Brother Roosevelt is my protege. He's always been my protege because I'm always talking to him, working on him. You know, I'm doing him like Hashim was doing me.
Praise as we talk about
Yes,
one time
sir.
for Brother Hashim.
Yes, sir. Did our brother
No, I think
freeze?
froze. Yeah, I
He,
think he froze.
he did freeze. All right. We'll
Yeah,
wait
we
till
don't.
back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I make one quick comment?
Yes, sir.
I just want to say, Brother Michael was speaking about Brother Roosevelt. I had an opportunity. I've been knowing Brother Roosevelt now, maybe close to a year. We've had
Okay.
conversations and things of that nature. I just want to say I love that brother there.
Oh,
He's very
Brother
beautiful.
Roosevelt, man, he is a wonderful brother. I really love that brother and admire his courage and his whole position as a fellow believer. He's a
yeah.
good brother, man. Brother Roosevelt, a very good brother.
And such a humble Brother
Yes.
Roosevelt, and I know he's listening. He's such a humble brother, and have one of
Yeah,
the
they're
most
talking about you, Brother Roosevelt.
one of the most beautiful families, and he has made the ultimate sacrifice to do for self. And you can see the strive, you can see the willingness, you can see the power that he has backing him. And one day he will be successful because he's already successful. But he's going to be to the success where everybody will look and say, man, I remember when, and look at him now. So praises be to Allah, brother. Roosevelt, we're actually giving you your flowers while you live, and your beautiful wife and your beautiful, and his wife is actually expecting right now. So yeah, my husband is also bearing witness. He's
Look, Sister Barbara just commented his phone died. He will be back.
he'll be
Okay. Praise be to Allah.
yes. So yeah, we'll definitely move on with our dear brother, but I know he will definitely pick up the pace on the back end.
Yes.
Sister
So,
Felicia.
so brother, excuse me, Brother Eugene, what does do for self can mean a lot to a lot of different people. So what does it mean to you?
What does do for self? Well, self-sustainability is like first thing coming to my head. Nobody will take care of you better than you, if that makes sense. And I'm
Yes.
saying that to maybe segue into saying that doing for self gives you a spirit of satisfaction, if that makes sense. I remember reading once where the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that for somebody to always give you something, or nobody likes a beggar.
Right.
And when we're given stuff like government handouts, food stamps, and all of that type of stuff, it's farewell. I believe that's how he put it, to self-reliance and self-independence. So doing for self gives me the satisfaction of knowing that I fulfill my purpose, is to be a provider, to be a conqueror, to be a God, to be a beacon of light. All of that to me encompasses doing for self, if that makes sense.
Thank you. Yes.
Beautiful.
Praise be to Allah. You know, brother Eugene, you know, as they say, barbershops are the official gathering of black men. They even made a couple of moves about it.
Barbershop 1 and 2.
Right. It's a staple in our community.
Guess who's back?
Oh, praise be to Allah. You know, as a staple of our community, especially for young and old brothers who want to open up their barbershop one day and get wealthy doing it. What are the key things to focus on, and to also make sure that they're doing right in order to fulfill that beautiful, I call it congregation of fellowship, as a barbershop transforms?
That's a very good question. One of the first things that I would like to say in attempting to answer that, what's going to be important as well as imperative is that, you know, you keep track of your income, keep track of what you're making. Be truthful in that, because you want to file taxes. I as much as I hate giving my money to these people, you know, like these taxes, but along the lines of becoming rich and famous or whatever, however
Yes, sir.
I may not have it exactly like you put it, but I think it's along that line.
Yeah, because they have no idea the backstory on how it operates. They just
Right.
see money, cash coming in, but they don't
Right.
see how it's being, you know,
Right,
distributed, you know, in regards to the maintenance of a barbershop. Yes, sir.
Right. I implore anybody who wants to get in barbering, and I think the sister may validate this as well. She's being a barber, you know, to keep your affairs in order, to keep track of what you got coming in, how it's going out, and to report these taxes. And here's the reason why, beloved. You know, one day you may want to buy $150,000, $200,000, $250,000 house. One day you may want to drive this Ferrari. If you're not keeping track and filing your taxes, when you go to these people, if you ain't got it up front, you're gonna need some credit. You're gonna need credit. I'm quite sure all of us have a credit card, you know?
Right.
But you're gonna need this credit to be able to convince and show these people, if I give you $100,000 about a house, you got it coming in. But if you're getting that money in because you see all this cash and you going out recklessly and you spending it here, there, you doing all this stuff, and now when it come time for you to buy a set of tires or maybe get an engine in your car or buy your wife another ring or whatever you want to do,
Ooh, another.
you're gonna
Maybe you heard that.
you're gonna need some type of show of income, because you're getting this cash. Nobody don't know what you're really making.
Right.
You know, when it counts. So that would be one of the first things that I say, to always keep your business in order. And I totally forgot the actually second part. I think it may have been 2 questions you asked, or was it just
yeah, it's just more so you know, making sure that you do, what are the key things to focus on, keeping your business in order that you expound on, and making sure that you do, meaning that, you know, definitely like you just indicated, keeping your business in order. You know, I know, again, as it relates to and our brother minister here in Jacksonville, Florida, one of the hardest working brothers that I know. That brother is like from sun up to sundown, and that's all he does is cut hair. And so I know that it can be very taxing on the mental as well as the physical.
Yeah.
You know, the standing up, the constant back pains, the constant, you know. So great question. But the thing is, as they said in the streets, are you ready for that smoke? Because you got to have that.
Right.
You got to have that flexibility to
Mhm.
to maintain chiropractor treatments, physical therapy. You're gonna need all of that because you're
Yep.
constantly on your feet.
That's right.
Proper
Mhm.
shoes.
Territory.
What type
Mhm.
of shoes to wear? Are you standing
Mhm.
on a foundation that it's congruent to your back, or to your shoulders, or to your, even with your knees? All of those things are factors, and I'm just looking at
Mhm.
it from that standpoint. But then running a successful business, you got to also too, you want to keep um your focus on, renting out those places, because you don't want to always cut hair for the rest of your life. You want to be able to have your business work for you as
Mhm.
well. So what does
Right.
that look like? How,
Mhm.
is that consistent? Are
Right.
they doing the right thing as barbers to make sure that they're holding their status quo to make your business a success? So these are all things to be mindful of in regards to the barbershop industry.
Sister Kalila,
Oh,
if I
shoot.
may, if
Yes,
I
sir.
may, all that is encompassed in doing for self. You have to
Right.
factor all of those things in. You have to factor in not just the cost of your business, the how much you're grossing in, but also your own health. When we take
Right.
care
Mhm.
of our own health, in light of all of the
Woo.
things that we have to do when it
With
comes
that.
down to business, that is doing
Mhm.
for self as well.
Yeah, my best
Yes.
friend she's a
I
loctician, and
I,
she's
I
been
I think
doing it. Oh,
brother Eugene
Eugene, go
really
ahead,
wants
brother
to comment
Eugene.
right
I just want to
now.
say one quick comment to add. I love what you said, and
Yes,
because
sir.
that's a whole nother side that didn't just come to my mind, but it's important. You
Yes.
said, and both of you brothers and sisters, y'all said that, and it's really critical. But
Hmm.
also with respects to getting that notoriety and
Hmm.
sustaining that notoriety, you got to be a
Mm.
people person too.
You got to be a
Come
You know
people
what
on,
I'm saying?
brother.
You
person.
got to be able to talk to everybody. When
Mhm.
they come through your shop, you want them to feel good about coming now. You
Mhm.
want to
Good
be
about
able to
themselves.
interact and have that charisma to make them want
Okay,
to come
brother
spend
Eugene.
their money.
There you go.
You
Right.
understand?
Mhm.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. I thought I heard somebody was saying
No,
No,
something.
we're
you
bearing
you you
witness,
broke up a
Oh,
little
brother.
bit. You're
okay.
good. You Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
call and
Go ahead.
response. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's going to be important as well, that go along with your health, and realizing that sometimes you're going to have to put the hard work in, where your feet going to hurt, your back is going to hurt, because it's true.
Right.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that to stay dedicated to your vision and your mission, and go out, meet people, pass some cards out, and every now and then call them up and say, hey man, I was thinking about you when you coming through the shop. Or if they come through, you be like, you know what, I'm gonna give you a discount today, give me a half price. That there will
Wow.
make them
That's
want to come
beautiful.
back and spend
That's
their money.
beautiful. That's
Mhm.
Praise
beautiful.
to Allah.
That's beautiful. Like I said, my best friend, she's a loctician. She's been doing it for, I think, almost 30 years. So just imagine the wear and tear,
Mhm.
on that. And it's not no, you know, with all due respect, brother Eugene, this like, yeah, 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 yeah. Let me wash your hair, and yeah, 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 you know what I'm saying? Let me
Hours worth
style
of
it.
work on just one
Hours of
client.
timeless work while you're on your feet in one position. So I know we could do that. That could actually be a whole nother
Show
segment.
within itself. Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
Well,
Hey,
Yep,
brother,
for sure.
Sister Felicia, I
well,
know you can bear witness to
Yes,
that as
ma'am.
well.
what I want to ask Brother Michael next. Oh Allah, I think we could have like a couple of broadcasts just about on this topic alone. brother Michael, I'm gonna remix this question, Sister Kalila, Sister
Okay.
Felicia.
No problem.
What 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 would you have to say, Brother Michael, about anyone that would attempt to argue that you can't make no money off the final call? You can't make a good profit.
Oh, look
off
at look,
of
look at Brother
Final
Michael.
Call.
Look at Brother Michael.
What would you say to somebody who would say, "Oh, Final Call, nah, they no real money in there." What do you have to say about that, Brother Michael?
Well, let's do this.
Come on.
For all the listening audience, let's do this. Listen, man. I'll offer consultation. Matter of fact, to those who want to actually learn how I do it. Before we got off, I had said, thanks to Brother Hashim.
There you go.
Now, before I met Brother Hashim, I read his book and I listened to the CD via another brother.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I read the book and I listened to the CD, but the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said a lot of what people put in books be fancy foolishness. Cool, no problem. So Brother Hashim came to the city by Allah's grace and mercy. I said to him, brother, I read your book. I listened to your CD. He said, yeah. He asked me what it said. I said, it said this, this, and this. But I don't want to talk about what it said. I want to see what you do. I just want to see what you do to see if what you do work. Since you wrote it in the book. So Hashim showed me. It worked because I watched him. I walked with him. I listened to what he said. I watched him. So he turned around and looked at me and said, we could do this a few more times and maybe you'll get it. I said, nah, I got it. I got it. So I developed my own technique in addition to what he showed me.
Yes, sir.
And by me developing my own technique, which is very simple, I got the proper results. Pretty much. And listen, $800,000-$900,000 a week off of the Final Call newspaper.
Come on.
Beautiful. Praise be
And you
to
would think
Allah.
I'm selling a whole bunch of newspapers, but I'm not. But $800,000-$900,000 a week. Hashim came with me to the bank one time. So I said, I need to run to the bank real quick. I got to put this Final Call money in. He said, Final Call money? How much Final Call money? So I opened my bag and I showed him.
Woo! The duffel bag, boys.
No, he said, how much is that? I had a little bag. I didn't have a big bag. I had a little bag. And he said, how much is that? And I told him. He said, yeah, right. I said, okay, I'll be right back. Now, you can't go in these people's institution and they give you a receipt for something that you don't deposit.
That's right.
When I came back out, I gave him the deposit slip. He said, I said, nah, here go the rest of them. The deposit slips for the last couple of weeks that I've been doing this. So the thing is, Brother Tony, is
yes, sir.
Outside of the faith we claim to have in God, by whatever name we call him, by whatever way we identify him,
come on.
That's cool. How much faith do you have in yourself?
Come on, that part.
Come on.
That part.
How much do you believe in yourself? Because we know how the scriptures say it, but we're going to put a remix on it. This is the remix. We're going to put a remix on it. How could you have faith in a God that you've never seen?
Come on.
But don't have faith in yourself who you see every day.
My God.
When you get up and look in the mirror.
Come on.
My God. My God.
That kind of thing.
That's beautiful.
So, man, I offer consultation, man. You want to know how I do it? I'm going to offer consultation. But it's real simple.
I'll join you in that consultation right
yes,
there.
yes, sir. But it's real simple. Know your product. Just know your product. I read the Final Call newspaper.
Important.
So I know my product.
Right.
So when I'm giving the Final Call newspaper to somebody, I'm drawing their interest by telling them what's in the paper. Why? Because what does that do? When they go home and they read that paper and they see that you're serious about your product, that's the customer.
That's right. That's right.
That's the port.
That's beautiful.
That's the supporter.
That's beautiful.
Because when they open that paper, you're not giving them a whole bunch of hype.
That's right.
And they see that you believe in what you're trying to get them to see.
Right. Right.
So they're gonna always come back. Man, let me get that paper. What Farrakhan talking about now?
Right,
man,
right.
Get that paper, man. I know my friend is suffering from such and such illness, man. I was trying to tell him about how to eat to live, but I want to take him this paper. That's kind of stuff come to you.
Brother Michael, I've been on that corner, and sometimes people give a donation, but they don't want to take the paper. I tell them, brother, sister, there's something in this paper right here, this one right here, that if you read it, it will save your life.
Exactly.
Give me the paper.
Exactly.
It's not simply the paper by itself that we're selling.
Right.
It's this that we're selling.
There you go.
It is FOI, MGT, the new man, the new woman.
That's
the
right.
new unit of measure exemplified by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Right. You know, and I told one brother, I'm just trying to get, he said, man, why you do this? He just pulled up on me. He said, man, I got to ask you a question, man. Why you do this? Man, I see you all the time. Why you do this? Why you do this? I said, brother, I'm trying to get you fitted in this new suit that you're going to have to put on in a minute. The world is changing. I told him, I said, the world is changing around you, brother. So I'm just trying to get you fitted for this new suit that you're going to have to put on in a minute.
That's right. That's
and
right.
The brother laughed at me. That's why I'm just trying to get you fitted for this new suit, brother. Because Black people in America, everybody who listening, my family included, man, ain't nobody escaping what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches and taught. Nobody getting around that. Just keep watching. Nobody's getting around it. You gonna have to. Nobody's getting around it.
That's right.
Your doctor ain't got answers for you. Let's keep it 100. Your doctors ain't got answers for you. Ain't nobody really got no answers for you. We do. We over here. We got answers over here.
Yes, sir.
We got answers.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, Brother Tony, that's it.
Yeah.
Sir.
So with that being said, this last question is for you both. What words of inspiration can you offer to those who are interested in Do for Self and the necessary steps to take the Still Away program? What necessary steps to take the Still Away program? All right. So for those who are interested in Do for Self and the necessary steps to take the Still Away program, what's your inspiration you can offer? Brother Eugene, you can go first.
I'm not quite familiar with the terminology of Still Away program.
Well, let me expound.
Right.
You know, when we have these 9-to-5 jobs, they are really modern day slavery because it's teaching us how to be
do business for somebody else.
Well, to do business for somebody else, but be robotic in our means of creating ideas outside of what God has actually instilled in us, right?
That's the plantation, Sister Khalil.
Right, exactly. In the plantation, which I don't knock it because I am a part of the plantation society, you know. However, I do have my own business.
That's a sidebar conversation.
Listen, I do have my own business though. So with that being said, the Still Away program is actually saying, hey, I'm going to work this job, like Brother Michael said, easily. But I am going to be also thinking about how to leave this job at the same time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to work it, but I'm going to be mastering how I'm going to leave it. That is called the Still Away program.
That's
and
right.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad mentions it in Message to the Black Man.
Yes, sir.
And the question centering around that was,
What
again,
words of inspiration can you
What-
offer to those who are interested in do for self and the necessary steps to take the Steal Away program, to implement stealing away, opposed to just quitting and not have anything in place?
right,
There you
right.
go.
Okay, and thank you for that understanding. What comes to my mind initially is I think about a baby, right? It's important that we understand that sometimes our aspirations, our ambitions to do for self, we may need that plantation for right now. This is a reality. This is a reality, at least for me. You know, coming out of prison, it wasn't an easy task. I only came out with a couple of $100, but I needed a job, and I started off washing cars. I needed a job working for these people in order to get me to a position to where I can break away. So it was necessary at that time that I have some sort of income coming out of prison. I didn't have any money to go out and open a barber shop and doing all the other stuff I'm doing now, but I had an idea. You know,
Yes, sir.
I had a campaign, and I knew that I had to sacrifice dealing with the prevailing attitudes, dealing with the prevailing situations that come along with that job that oftentimes frustrated me. I suck it up. And I say to myself, that's okay. I'm going to deal with this because I want to go here. So again, it's necessary sometimes that we continue along the line of working for somebody till we can get our place to do for ourselves. And I mentioned a baby earlier, and I'm going to digress on this point. You know, a baby pulls from the mother all the things that it needs as it's developing in the womb of the woman. But at a certain point, that baby is going to be on its own.
Right.
But before it can be on its own, it had and needed the mother.
Right.
It needed that mother to provide it with the nutrients, supplements, and everything else that comes along with developing the child.
Right.
So I'm looking at it like that. Do what you need to be done, even if you know you're working a job. I'm not saying to you to take this stuff and I'm not saying that. But if you can withstand it and you have this breakaway idea, stay in the fight, stay dedicated. Muhammad Ali Muhammad said this. He said sometimes we have to take plenty.
Right.
We have to take some stuff. So yeah, that's how I'm looking at it. Sometimes it's necessary. But if you do have that idea, nourish it. And do make sacrifices to get you to the point to where you can break away and do for self. You just quitting and ain't got no damn, excuse me.
Yeah.
Ain't got no plan.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no plan. Come on, that's madness. You know what I'm saying? At least if you do want to quit or do something on you, have something, be smart about it. You know, don't just go out there and quit and come home to your wife and be like, well, I quit my job today. She's like, you got this light bill, bro. What you think?
Right.
But Brother Michael's going to disagree with you just about.
I mean, that's the way I feel. I needed, listen, I needed that particular job coming out of prison. I stayed there, I saved my money, and now I got my own. That may be different for one of you brothers or sisters, but that's just
right. Brother Michael?
Yeah.
Gonna go back talking about you were working for Pepsi, brother.
You know,
I took a shower, went home and took a shower.
Yeah,
but I was tired of the mess.
It's like this. At what point do we become dissatisfied
Come on, beloved.
with being poor, raggedy, broke, hungry, naked, and out of doors? At what point do we become dissatisfied with that? When you reach a level of dissatisfaction, that's going to drive you really to do for self. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said it like this: some of us can just lead. Some of us can just quit, get out there, and make it happen. But for some of us, it takes time. So Brother Eugene is right, man. Have a plan.
Right.
Even if you work in a job. We all know how frustrated it could be on a job because we come home and we complain every day. Let me tell you what my supervisor said. Let me tell you what so-and-so did, man. That on that job, man. Man, these racist. We express that to people around us.
Right. Right.
So have a plan. If you have in your mind to do something for yourself, but you don't have a strong enough drive, but you have it in your mind, have a plan. It might take a plan for you. But if you have to do it and you have a strong drive, that strong drive is really the God within you telling you, man, look, man, go ahead and just separate yourself from this and do this.
Right. Right.
And do just that.
Right.
So you got to believe in yourself.
Right.
It's no such thing as you can't do. That's when Allah created himself, he destroyed all impossibilities. Put it like that.
Right.
Think, reflect, get up and do. But overall, knowledge of self. That's the streamline.
Right.
Knowledge of self is the streamline that gets you to do for self.
Right.
Once you have the knowledge of yourself and you understand your condition and how you was placed in that condition and the objective of the enemy who put you in that condition, that should fuel you to make you get up and want to do something for yourself.
My God. Yes, sir.
Pretty much. America's objective for the black man and woman is perpetual enslavement. You can think what you want to think. You can believe what you want to believe. You can pray all you want to pray. America's objective for the black man and woman and poor people is perpetual enslavement. That's America's objective for you and I. And once you understand that that's their objective, and we see that's how they're achieving it, we'll see that that's their bottom line in everything we do, then we'll want to come away from this. So, join the Nation of Islam. That's all I gotta say. Join the Nation of Islam. Listen, black people in America, come to the mosque like you go to church on Sunday, and bring your family with you.
Praises be to Allah.
That's gonna help you start the process of doing for self. Come to the mosque like you go to church on Sunday, and we got a program for you to help you do just that. But just join the Nation of Islam. No matter where you are in life, no matter who you are, man, listen to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That man saved my life. That man saved my life, man.
That's right.
While I was experiencing what I was experiencing in prison, that man saved my life. For real. Had I not listened to Minister Farrakhan, I don't know. Nobody probably would have known me. I'm just being honest because I was living that life. So wherever you are, whoever you are, man, listen to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Go to your local mosque. Come to the mosque like you go to the church. We got a program for you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. And with that being said, we have a beautiful segue, and it's called the Knowledge Corner. And with the Knowledge Corner, when you gain knowledge, you gain power.
That's right.
And our Knowledge Corner is brought to you by.
I feel like we're on Sesame Street. Brought to you by.
Listen, no, for real, Brother Tony, it's brought to you by, for real. This guy, I'm gonna pull it up in just a minute. Hold on, let me pull it up. Real
Not
talk.
The letter A
it's brought to you by. Look, we need your donations.
Absolutely.
And it is brought to you by Donate Now.
It's brought to you by the 7th Region Coalition to help save lives.
Right.
You want to help save lives?
Yes.
Donate something tonight. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Anything that you could give tonight, because it helps us continue this platform right here. Our work is really a love of a labor of love, dear family.
Yes. Yes.
We're not here getting paid. This helps to continue this broadcast because the streaming service that we are using is not free.
It's not free.
But we want to make sure that we cover costs. We thank you for any kind of donation. It could be a small donation, a couple of dollars. You could put $5 on it.
That's
you could put, if you got 20, 100, whatever it is, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. May Allah, God, continue to bless you all.
All right. And with that being said, our Knowledge Corner brought to you by Cash App, which is
we're using Cash App.
Right.
We're using Cash App. We're not not brought to you by Cash App.
No, look, our Cash App brought to you by
our
Cash App. Is the Freedom, brother Tony, you took it down.
I didn't take it down.
Oh, you did. Okay. The freedom of having your own business. Having your own business is a huge commitment and it takes hard work. But it does come with incredible freedom, including the freedom to write your own checks and earn more money as your business grow. The freedom to decide your work schedule. The freedom to achieve your creative vision. If there aren't millions of reasons why you should have your own business, they could all boil down to three different things. Personal reward. Brother Eugene was just talking about that. Financial rewards. Brother Brother Michael Ford was talking about that. And the reward of owning the thriving and actually sacrificing and separating from entities that is your own company, because there is a lot of work involved and it's a lot of stress and sacrifice in your own business endeavors and your own ownership. It is a good idea to take some time to remember the great rewards of being an entrepreneur. And that is our Knowledge Corner. Praises be to Allah. And again, our Cash App is at the very bottom of the screen. Please support.
And it has changed. There've been a couple of programs that we had
Brother Eugene.
Brother Eugene.
Yes.
He's being so polite.
Yeah. I wanted to ask a quick question because I'm only seeing Cash App here.
Yes,
Do you have Zelle, PayPal, or any other means other than Cash App to donations? If so, can you please provide that? Or maybe I can call Brother Tony or Brother Mike.
Yeah, call Brother Tony because
we'll follow up, beloved.
Yes. But for those who do not and do have Cash App, please send us a nice donation to support our local broadcast system. And with that being said, Brother Eugene, can you close us out with some closing remarks in regards to the show and doing for self?
Right. As I said when I first was given the opportunity to speak, I want to thank you all for allowing me to take this opportunity for brothers and sisters here in the 7th region, wherever you may be chiming in at. If it's an opportunity for brothers to see this new face a little bit, because I see a lot and a lot of people don't really know me. So that was an opportunity for them to get a little piece of who I am by sometimes sharing opinions and thoughts. So that's an opportunity. I would like to say in closing with regards to this particular topic, family, if you have the idea or you have the ambitions of doing for self, nurture that idea. Don't let naysayers or somebody who has the lack of vision to deter you from what you know is good for you, what you know is right. Stay on it. Fight.
Fight like heaven.
Right. That's what I really wanted to say. Fight like heaven. You know,
Come on.
Because sometimes God works through man for the benefit of man. God will give you an idea, and everybody around you may not see that idea. Stay in the fight. If it makes you feel good and you know it's right, hey man, why not?
Why not?
So stay in the fight and bring your idea into fruition. Kun fayakun. I think that is the terminology. Be
and it is.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Brother Michael, look, closing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Closing, beloved.
It'll be quick. Stop asking people what they think. If you got a good idea and you know it's a good idea, stop asking people what they think. Just go ahead and work to bring that idea into fruition. What people think, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because the idea wasn't given to them. It was given to you. No matter what it is. Don't worry about what nobody thinks. And if you want to do something and you don't know how to do it, but you have the desire to do it, always get you a mentor and see some counseling. But make sure it's a person that's doing the very same thing that you want to do. So if you desire to be a business owner, don't just go to anybody because they got their own business. Go to somebody in the same field that you're striving to open up a business in and learn from them so that you can be successful.
Beautiful. Walaikum salam. Wow. Beautiful.
And I also want to thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I can't even thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. How can you thank this man for his insurmountable love for Black people?
Okay, you thank him enough.
You can't thank him enough, exactly. So thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I also want to thank our 7th regional staff, our regional minister, our regional captain, all of the local ministers and the local captains.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all. And I want to thank all of the believers in our nation and across our nation. Let's begin the process of supporting one another across state lines. We got to do this thing on a national level because we all we got, like we say.
That's right.
We all we got.
All we have is Allah and each other, beloved.
Right. And, my mom is on the line.
Yeah.
So thank you for allowing me to live. To the man that I'm growing into, to understand my purpose in life. And thank you for allowing me to live because I was able to meet the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Boy, oh boy. That is the greatest blessing to be living in this time with the man of God. So just, thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. And Brother Tony, you can close us out.
Well, dear family, tune in next week, inshallah. God willing, we will be back on. And I'm not going to let it out the hat yet, Sister Kalila. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But stay tuned on the social media. You'll see what the next program is going to be. We want our people to be highly successful, and we want them to learn how to do for self and do it the right way. So tune in for next week. Until then, we are not a clique. We're not a crew. We're not a gang. We're none of that, Sister Kalila. Who are we?
We are the 7th Region Coalition, always trying to save your life.
That's right. Tune in, family. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.